Expression. Words of haste. Words of waste. Two birds in one stone, and Bob's your uncle. Make yourself a home, break a leg, hit a nail on the head, a piece of cake. What are you eating? More item, 10 English expressions. So I'm looking online, and obviously I will not find all the expressions online because there are expressions that I use that I've never heard before. Are they my expressions of my creation? Of words that never existed before? Of a combination of subwords, like when I go subway and subliminal thoughts ways, subconscious. How about psychiatry, physiotherapy? Why these combinations of letters? And let me give a shout out. I'm not sure if this is real or this is spam, but I have to take a look. Let me see. I had a sent new email. Yes. Okay. It looks real so far. Yes, it looks real. Yes. And I'm not even sure if, oh my God, this is too ironic. This is way too ironic. Way too ironic. Oh my God. I want to cry. I want to cry. Is it done on purpose? Is this done, Steve, JS, is this done on purpose? Okay, because Jack of Spades was done yesterday for the jacuzzi and spa. Okay, when you're talking birth or 129, the only way to get to 129 is 99 and 30. And really, if you get doubles, you got to go again. But if you got 99, you can have 99 on any side of the cube because the whole cube is 99. Your birth is 99. The continuation and thoughts of all life is 99. Is 6 death? Is 6 where the thought has already gone through you as an energy, you've used it, and now it's dead, you're getting something else to think because the last thought is gone, and I don't remember. Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate it, much appreciated. Buys me some time to move on and maybe set up a little bit stronger, but I'm not that strong yet. And what I'm really working on is another $1.99 million to buy this place. This is the Artist House of Thought. Yeah, I can probably do this anywhere, let it go, not cry over spilled milk because I worked very hard to do this. And somebody once asked me, and I'm probably going to forget phrases and thoughts, but I hope I don't. Nobody's live here to come on and say, hey, dude, pick up the phone, call me and say, this is what you were talking about. One of the reasons I started doing these videos 12 years ago in April is because I looked at the book and I was being hassled by the mother of my son. And where's your book? When are you going to write your book? I don't see any of your book. This is about, I guess, 2010. I said, you know what? The only way, no one, who's going to look at my book? Who wants to look at a book? How many people read books? I've never read a book in my life. Or maybe I read a few lines of some book. Maybe is it online? You can call it an ebook. But not really, because you want to relax. You don't want that incoming ray sticking out and brightening all the colors to come into your eyes so you can see. You can see out, but it's coming in. So I decided to start to do videos, and I was already doing a few videos on that flabbergasted book there. Yeah, the one that intrudes all the time. So I decided I'll go live, I'll go send this out. People will watch it, they can discuss it, come back to me and ask me what I said, and I go, how do I remember it? Tell me what video, show me the information, and we'll go over it together. Because seriously, I forget half the stuff. Unless I think of it again, unless you, who you are as I am, because we all are I ams and we have our own minds. What is I am? Should you say I'm, saying A is the apostrophe of 9 birth from above? M is also noted as 1000. So if you reverse this, you would be saying Mia, which means half an angel, half a wing, half an angle. I just got out of the woods. I was at the lake the other day. I had area space number 44, area 25, area space 44107. Because what happens is 2 times 5, 2 plus 5 will create 10 and 7. Area space will create what is the day. You see, the Mayans go by, what is it, the 10-day cycle? But is it a 3, 1? How do you get 10 days? 1, 3, 1, 3, that's 8. 3, 1, 3, 1, that's 8. How do I get 10? 5, 2, 5, 2. 3, 4, 3, 10. 4, 3, 4, 11. So when you get 3, 4, 3, you can do that by ABC. Because 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3, 4. And what I mean is you go 6, and then you flip to the other side 10. And that means 4 is added. 4 for area space, the division between night and day. So 129 and 30 is your birth. So we know already that 4 represents the 4 months of 30 days. And this also has to be talked out because I'm not the final word. I am more or less the introduction of the skeleton creation of the good old Lord, who left us all the information in the Word. And from the Word there were written rules, and the rules were put into a book so others can see the same. To have one that stands in the front that says, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, I listen, I listen, I listen. Then we go over all the chatter. Excuse me. A, B, C, D. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 3, 4, 3. 3 plus 4 plus 3, 10. E, F. Noted that F is first on the second partition to where what is 3 cubes? 3 cubes. 18 is the maximum on 3 cubes. There is no 21. But when there is 21, when Venus, one spirit of 8th heaven, the 4 worlds of Venus, unless you're cutting corners. If you start cutting corners on the cube, you'll get the octagon Venus. You'll get 5 times 2 Venus if you cut the corners off this cube. But what if we cut all the corners off the cubes? We'll have 6 sides of 8, 48. We won't have any more 6 sides. We'll now have another 2, 3, 4. We'd have another 8 sides. We'd have 14 sides if I cut the corners off. I think. But I'm thinking because I'd have an extra side in this corner, an extra side in this corner, an extra side in this corner, and 1 here. That's 4 and 4 is 8. Right? But when you're looking at the cube on each side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the center is going to be, I'm not really sure how to say it, there's going to be a half area. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. That's not what I started. It's too intricate. So let's look at this. Let's take a look at this. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. Okay, 4 and 3 is 7, and 2 is 9, and 1 is 10. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 is 6, and 4 is 10. So now we have 14, 13, 12, 11. So now we've created that. I don't want to get too deep into that. I have to think about it. So A, B, C, D set now an E, F, okay, equals to 11. Okay, now when you play the game of sick bow, there are 3 cubes, and 6, 6, 6 is the high, 1, 1, 1 is the low, and what is very ironic, and I haven't jumped into it yet, is that this area over here totals 111 plus 14 and 23, meaning this area here. Why did I do it that way? Because that's the way it had to be done. It's 3 and 3. There it is, 3 and 3. Right? The design is because there's one more up here and one more down here. Here is the heart. Okay, this is the heart of 36 numbers. This over here is number 14. This is number 23. We start on 16 and we end on blackjack, 21, 7 and 3. That is the heart. That is where the cube goes, right in the center over here. It is hold on a second. It's you see the cube all the way at the end? Let me make my camera bigger. Wow, it's funny. You didn't see what happened, but at 11:10 by mistake, I shut my movie off. Okay, so you see the aliens over here? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can focus my camera to the aliens. No, I don't know how to put it when it's upside down. Okay, right there. Where is it? There. Yeah, I got it right. Hold on a second. God almighty. I can do it this way. When the minute I turn it upside down. Hold on a second. Yeah, they're right there. So they're there. They're there. They're there. I'm trying to turn my... Okay, I turned my camera upside down. I want to just stretch it out. So right there, let me see if I can get this right. Right there, two heads. And in the center of the two heads is a child. And above is some kind of bull split between two sides, showing that the Y is connecting two sides coming down into one child, born between the father and the mother. And if you look at the top, there's three things, and you see the same thing. How can I say it? You see the same thing on a bull, on Horus, something from Egypt. And if you look at the jack, right? If you look at the jack, the crown has three of those in it. And this is the connection between the child that is born between the two. And then there's another set of the same thing there. I'm not really sure what it is. And you can see the cubes over here. Okay, that was, I feel like throwing up because of that. Okay. Yeah, need to save this apartment. Okay. And I won't do anything. I will tell you right now, I will not do anything to save it. I will not. I just want to, you know, I think that we should just buy this building. And I don't want to have donations. I should set up a GoFundMe page to raise a couple of $1 million. First, we're going to fight to stay here, okay, and keep paying my rent. Or we buy the building. Whatever we have to do. Everybody knows by now, after 12 years, everybody knows by now that after 12 years, if you can put everything that I've done down and said, I made mistakes, I made some wrong calculations, I may have said something completely backwards, but I said it. The thing is to go into the garbage can and take as much stuff as you can out for a result, for whatever result you get. Not only that, that the 7th month is Yom Kippur, Yo 11. Find all the places you see the combination of Y and O, but please, no yo-yo. Yo-yo, okay, is 40-40, 80. Yo-yo on a string down, make it sleep. Terminology in the yo-yo world. That's what happened when I was growing up. I was really impressed in 1967. And why do I say 1967, between 67 and 69? When Man in His World and Terre des Hommes and going to the moon, okay? Going to the moon. I hurt my moon. Yeah, I stretched. So it was that time because I remember where I lived on I lived on Emerson Drive, MSN Drive. I lived at 954 Emerson Drive, MSN Drive, 954. I lived birth in the sun. We had 3 spruce or pine trees in the backyards, and we had the Saxons and the Rosenbergs who lived next to us. We had the Kisners down the street, and we had Benny and Sammy. It was a Jewish school that I went to for a few years. My cousin owned a piece of land at the end of the road. We played hockey on the street. One day, Sammy swung the bat. My brother was too close and hit him in the head, but there was a nail in the bat bent in, so my brother was bleeding in the head. As I was scared and I needed to go somewhere, someone was mad at me, so I hid in a car, and by accident, I hit the gear shift, and it rolled into the garage, and I bumped my head. They took me to the hospital. That was about between 1965 and 1972. 73 or 4, sorry, 74. I think in 74 we moved, or in 75 we moved, because about the time I went to, no, when we moved, I was going into grade 3. And that's where I met, oh my God, all the crazy high school kids that I hung around with, and I still know a bunch of them today. Yes, those were the days, and we had this amazing thing. We had a walkway, okay? We had our street, and to go to another street, which was 100th. No, it was Notre Dame. That was a big street where you can go to the store and pick up something to, you know, everybody wants to go to, you know, to the variety store where we can buy some comics and stuff and hang out and maybe get, you know, I don't know, meet all the people there. You know what I'm saying? Get out, feel vibrant. So I put all these videos online so that we can discuss them together. If there is any truth of anything to whatever it connects to the universe, I don't have to ask that question anymore, because it does. Planets have names, names have letters, letters were created from geometric shapes by connecting dots and dashes. Dots and dashes put up upon the information of the pound of which we are, the doghouse, the 9 lives of the cat, the communication in the doghouse, the dog bone, dog, fire hydrant, fireman. Now fireman, you see, here's where it starts. It reminded me because of a joke, right? Sometimes it comes back as a joke. You have the belle fontaine, which is the fire hydrant, which says BL. It's saying B, which is 13. It's now connecting to 3 and 4 DC. Fountain. It's saying the beautiful fountain. I'm English. So you talk to me, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, hey, let me splice. And why shouldn't I splice? I was taught words that were already spliced. My grandmother was a Frank. So you can connect who I am. So you know who I am. I know the end result. To each their own. To each their own that know the end result. So what your thought is of an end result of what? I'm not going to say, but I know. And it makes me feel good inside. The truth of the words of the entertainment world in which that's all I do. This is all entertainment for entertainment purposes only. I mean, I play with Rubik's Cube, I got a monkey, I got a couple of dice, I got a calculator, I got a measuring tape, I got a pen that starts from the center creating the skeleton, or I can go bubble on the outside. But if I'm bubbling on the outside and I'm not creating the skeleton, I'm on one side or the other. And I can be crisscrossing. Oh my God, I got an angle. I got an angle, I must get out my geometric shapes and angles and measurements for geometry. So now I gotta know geometry, and through geometry, geometric shapes, and oh my God, I walked a mile, 1.62 kilometers. How fast was I walking when I walked a mile? Was it still light outside? What was the position of the sun? Where is Pluto today? Who can actually see Pluto? If you can see it, then you can actually believe that truth. But if you're told over and over something, okay, you're going to believe that truth. So you must put that truth, even if it's a lie. The numbers will put it in its position by the words that are spoken, by the letters that are chosen, and the position of the letters in the word, and how many letters in the word, and the reverse alphabet. Not only using the ABC all the way to Z, 26, 2 plus 6, 8, and 12 multiplying equal to 3. In the multiplying world, this is a 3, from A to C. In the addition world of the 4 houses, it creates the 8 heaven, the 26 letter, 2 plus 6 equals to 8, divided by the X, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, creates the separation of the gates. You must know that where V is for life 22, and Grover Cleveland, for the passage of Benjamin Harrison, if I remember correctly, apparently a stolen electrocution, yes, something like that, a stolen electrocution. Electric stove, I think it was, right. Elections was from Grover Cleveland to Grover Cleveland as the 22nd and 24th president, equaling to 46 Zion Israel, ho, 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 created in the W, looking like a 3. It could be also the M, and it's all to be discussed with reason and why it is what it is, because the W is more to partake with the same separation as the A, other than the M that they usually show the legs going straight up and down, which partake more with the I. The I and the H go up and down, where the W goes the way the A goes. And don't forget that this is the passage through the son of A, because N and A might be of the same house, because when you draw the the A, okay, and when I draw the N, I will take up half of an A, and I will show you that one A has been quartered, and now we have, you see that right-sided A, and in that, all of a sudden, right, if you want to separate it a little bit, we have 9/11, and then what we have is our straight up A, and this is what we have, 9/11 A something, 24, okay, minus 9. This is your gateway, 68. So if you're seeing 9 and 7, right, they're actually talking about 68, which is the separation of the 7th gate of DC because of the cat. Where do I get all this from? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6 and 8. I only have to show one number. Where is 6 and 8? Half of 6 and 8 is 34 or 43. It equals to 14, which is now the total on the ring of the cube. So I know it's in rotation of 7. 14 in rotation, okay, 14 ring in the, God, I got to get more of this stuff. In the 7 rotation. Now, when I say the 7 rotation, what I'm actually talking about is when you're turning, like the 7 rotation is, this pole is a 7. 3, I'm just going to say, is it 3 and 3? And the reason I'm going to say 1, and I'm going to take this guess, I could be saying 3, 3, 3, right? And the reason I'm saying 1 is because we have 3 to here and 3 to here and 3 to here and 3 to here. When we go this way, it's 1. So when we take the 3 and we go all the way down into the center area over here, we're going to be going this way, or this way, which is going to be 1, 1, or 1 in one of these directions. Okay? And if you notice, when it's sitting, right, it's pointing out to an angle, that jack. You know? Well, you want to know what these papers are? I mean, you know, I just want to show you something. Take a look at this. Important message, okay? And then this. Visit obligatoire of your apartment, right? And then it says, the presence, vous avisez, we want to proceed a visit obligatoire de votre logement. In consequence, nous vous prions d'être présent. We would like you to be present. But it doesn't really matter because they don't want to see me. They want to see my apartment. But it wasn't true because they wanted to see me. You know, they came here, and I tell you something, you know. They came here and they said something more or less what you can say demeaning. They said something demeaning to my son, wasn't called for. People need to communicate, need to learn to communicate, and do not communicate in haste. In haste as to demise of somebody because of the area you are in. If there are 99 fish in the lake and 99 of them are trout and the other one is not, what do we do to the other one? We count it as one. And how do we count the other 99? We count them all as one. It's all individuality. I want to treat, and if I don't treat somebody properly, if I make that mistake, if I do it in haste, let me know. But let me know in a reasonable and rational and understanding and acceptable way as a human being, because we make mistakes. We're still learning how to communicate. It is so important, communication. In fact, even with all this communication that we have out here at high speed, you're always waiting on the telephone. We don't have good communication. It's fast. It goes somewhere, but it doesn't get to a human. Only when it gets to a human, when it's very important, does it really have any sense of reality. Other than if you want to understand how it was programmed in a machine. We are the end result of the greatest machine that has ever been created. To be able to hold conscience outside of our bodies, outside of the wires, is the energy. Feel it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I'm going to douse the light a little bit. Shut that light off too. Are you looking at me? What you doing? Is that your favorite spot? Don't you love to talk to me? Hey, don't you love to talk to me? The only cat I know that plays, I don't even want to say the word. You ever go down the street? You know what? If you know French at all, I'm going to get back to this in a minute, but if you know French at all, when you drive down to a dead end, in French, it's a cul-de-sac. C-U-L, 333. The family of creation that it is in creation of 1123, the standard house, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, equals 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, equals 2 and 3. So it is the 23rd. That is the Benjamin Harris, if I remember, between the 22nd and 24th, dividing the presidents of the USA. So it really just freaks me out how it's so precise. But I'm talking to the wall. Although I don't want to put anybody down or anything. I'm just saying I haven't done enough. I'm still talking to the wall. But guess what? The wall speaks back. And the wall has names. And since I started, and before I even started, I painted bricks on my wall because the first thing that came out is hey, teachers, Leave those kids alone. And each and every person that comes out and has a comment to me teaches me something new. And although it's not going on this wall over here, this is one of my first pieces that I ever did. We're going to go through the rainbow, through the wall. Everybody teaches. We're all teaching and learning from each other. So I just want to show you how to spell teacher. So we are what I called 23, right? So E and R is 23. Here is an H, and here is a T. T and H. How about TH? And it starts at 4th, and it ends at 19th, and also 20, I-E-T-H. I'm going to explain this, why it's I-E-T-H. First of all, when it's 20, you will be at the dartboard. The 6 will be up. The 1 will be down. Your 21 is down. Your 20 is up. 1 down, 20 up. Okay? 1 down, 20 up. 7 innings. Because in 7 innings, there's 21 outs. So 1 down, 20 up. 21 outs. We start in 4th because before 4th, it was 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Standard. Standard. So you have A, B, C as standard. So when I mentioned before that we had 11, which ended up to be 12 or 21, which ended up to be 32 or 23. And this is your A, and this is your result B, and then your result C. This was a result, this is a result, this is a result. So where would this come from? 2 times 3 equals to 5. 2 plus 3 equals to 6 equals to 11. So we go, and then this one would be ETH, and then it would be death, because it's the 4th one. So we'd have the standard death. Here is your 11. So in sick bow, we have your 11. You have your first 10, the division of 3 dice. The division of 18 is between 10 and 11. The difference is 1 single cube divided up, played with 3 cubes. You follow what I'm saying? You cannot get. See, the thing about the cube is, when you roll a cube and you get a 6, you roll a cube and you get a 6. That's all you get. There's 15 over. You roll the cube, you get a 3. Okay, there's 18 over. So sometimes we ask ourselves, well, where did all the numbers go? I'm going, well, here you got 1 and 14, and that's your ANA, okay, 151. That would be the Mars system. And here you got 18. By the way, this is 33 rotation of the sun. And here you will have, wait a second, I just want to make sure I got this right. 18, which would be 318. I'm just trying to think. This would be the 1 up, and this would be the 4 up, and the 14 around. Okay, so you would have, this would be in the sun. This would mention the sun and NA again. Sun NA, sun NA. This one is in Mars. This one here is in this one is Mercury. Okay, and this one is in Mars. And Mercury is in the house of Venus. And we have to understand the moons. The purpose of the pinball moons. Passing the ball over. So this would create my 6996, whether you multiply it. And why do I look at things different? Well, this is an addition. An addition divides these squares up. But the x's can be done in the individual area. And when it's done this X, I'm going to do it a little bit nicer. And I have questions because there's more than one way to do these X's. Okay, because if I did this, right, noted with dots, right, and by the way, this, not this one, because it's too big, but this and this are the same. This is in dots and this is with dashes. It can be, and now if you want to know, I mean, you want to see the star? You ever see the star? We can't do a star with this one. We can do a star with this one, but I can't do a star with that one. And one of the reasons is I can't go straight this way and straight this way. The only way for me to do a star and do that is for me to do this and to do this, that I can find a center between here and here, and find a center between here and here, and then I can create that star. I need to find the centers. Okay, so you understood why this is like this? Because when the 6 is up, the 1 is down, and there are 8 and 6, 14 all around. I don't know if I should say the top or what counts, but the ring and the pull. So the ring is 14 and the pull is 1. And then the ring is 14 and the pull is 4. So right away you know what the ass is, what the CUL is, because that says ass or dead end. Right? And this is 3, 21, 12, 33, and 3 creation. Can't count the A. Don't count the A because the A is inside C, and it's 3 to the power of 2, the Venus world, that sits inside the birth, inside the cube. Now that has to be explained a little bit more. We have to talk about that. We might get into the purple for this one. In horse racing, the 9 horse is purple, and I think that's with TB, which is 22, which is life, but it's life before the BC creation, or life after the BC creation, right? I mean, are we counting up, or are we counting up and counting down at the same time? NASA counts down, the hockey game counts down, the penalty counts down, the football counts down. Soccer, I think, counts up. Baseball, well, they don't really count time, but they're counting time up. Boxing, I think, counts up, or boxing counts down. What is relevant? What is rational? What is logical? What is probable? What is improbable? And how do you know if you didn't try it yet? It's all in the science. You got to work the science to know the science. Don't be scared. You can't change the creation that was created. There's no way that you can change whatever is happening on this planet right now. Was meant to be and is not meant to fight. The only time we fight, okay, the only time you can ever fight something, and again, if you drink something and you get sick, and you drink something and you get sick, no matter how little you put in your cup, you will always get sick. So you always must know the ingredients. You also must know that if you did get sick, what would you get sick with? And is it worth getting sick over what the ingredient is from when the dog goes to sick out of the fence? The dog will never sick anybody because it's not a sick dog. If God said he cometh and he taketh and he giveth, then let it be. If there's no controversy to the truth, then there is no truth. Because how would you know? there's no controversy. Only with controversy will you know. So let me get back to the beginning of this video. And I'm not even sure if I said that properly, but I want to thank you again, Jack of Spades. Yes, very nice donation. Thank you. Thanks for helping out the channel. It means a lot. What I did want to get to right now was expressions. I'm going to end it this way because I started it this way. Best thing since sliced bread. Challenge accepted. Cross the bridge when you come to it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Dutch courage. I do not know what this is. So I'm going to go to, this is English expressions. I am going to look at 10 expressions 20 years ago. The other thing I wanted to say was, yes, I was mixing languages, English and French, and it's been done before. It's called Yiddish. It's not yo, it's O. And before I forget, so I shouldn't forget, when I said 20th, when you're counting down, like you're counting down from 10, 10 is actually when one, okay, went all the way to the other side, and it's the other end of the shoelace. I'm thinking still. Or is 10 that combination? I'm trying to think. But alpha omega is the beginning and the end of the same reality, but a 10 is connecting two sides and meeting at the middle where you tied the shoe, and then you put a bow in it, looking like eternity. 88. Until you take away eternity, you can't undo your shoes. So you put a bow in it, eternity. You put on a bow tie, eternity. You have the, what's it called, butterfly here, eternity. 8 turns the key. Expressions. Whoops-a-daisy, humble pie, know your onions. I do not know these over here. Cut to the chase. Whoops-a-daisy, humble pie, know your onions. Make a whoopee, squares. A red-headed stepchild, dork. You know, dork is number 8, and for me, it's number 1. Now, if I put dork, you know, you gotta take a look at this, right? See, we're gonna have to do the 10 commandment thing. 2, okay, 2, which is whoops-a-daisy, is gonna go with dork. We're gonna put a red-headed stepchild with humble pie. We're going to go know your onions with squares and make a whoopee, make a whoopee, make a whoopee. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go cut to the chase and humble pie for number 13. Now we're going to go, again, we're going to make 13s. Squares and a red-headed stepchild. This is to do with the moon, okay? Then we're going to go 8 and 5. Dork and make a whoopee. So we're talking about the moon now because number 13, it runs man in the moon. Then if you want, we can go back to 1 again and connect 1. Anyways, 1 and 9 will come together. So anyways, close but no cigar, number 12. Okay, that is a creation child, 3 and 9. That is the creation birth. 13 is just your bag. That would stick up to the moon. 14 would get your Na into the sun. 15 is Mars, and it's also counted for 1/4 time. 60 minutes, 60 seconds. 16, how sweet, it also counts for the spirit, right? And look at that, the kitchen sink. 17 is the gateway from Earth, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. 18 is Reish, it's the house of Venus, number 42, 4 times 2, 4 plus 2, in which you can see that on this side over here, there's 8 voided areas. There's 8 voided areas, to where on the opposite side, it is the 6. 1, 8, and 6. You see, you can't see the dice, right? Can you see Rubik's Cube? Can't see into the light. Can't see into the light. Now, the spirit is pleased as a punch. Okay, now 20th is your countdown. It's IETH because it's 9, 1. I think it's 1, 9, 1, 1919, I think, something like that to get 20. Anyways, there's many ways, but it's on the countdown. Spill the beans is the complete cube. I want to go to 28. Oh, there's no 28. 25 is Earth gate. Here is your divided gate. Here is Q. Okay, Q is the spirit gate. This is the beta gates. A, B. Here is the division between where Grover Cleveland and Grover Cleveland, and pardon my French, apes. It's a long tendency in Britain, but this is Oxford Royal. So I'm not hearing what I want to hear, and I've done enough of this, and I'm not really sure where I should go next. And I talked about purple. Purple is number 88. The baseball is put together by two rounds looking like 88, creating C and C coming together in the baseball. Purple is made up of red and blue, having numbers, because I'm going to be stopping this video, so I'm just throwing out the rest. I'm going to take a shower and have a bite to eat. Just want to really appreciate it. I mean, because we can go on forever. I mean, I need something to drink, and I do have to stop, and I do want to stay in order, and I prefer to say less and be more what's it called, explain or show more in depth to the situation of the numbers than say so much and just be giving you like a byproduct of what could be in the future. Another thing is we spoke about this thing yesterday, the interior of the gateway, spinning, sitting like that, right? Like Rubik's Cube is like sitting like that, or actually it would be like that. This is the way it would be. Actually, let me put this down. Wow. Well, let me just show you. You see, now I'm not really sure, right? If you see, maybe see it fits in here. You see that? All right. I'm just trying to think. Would it fit in here? And then we put another one over here, and then another one here, and then another one here. Would we have an empty space, or does this go in the center of Rubik's Cube? See, they only show you one of these. That would be the center that would turn around, or the center that would turn around, or the center that would turn around, because that's all it is. The center's turning around. And these are your poles. Your pole here, here, here. Okay, tired, hungry, gotta go for now. I will be back again, not leaving forever. Communication. How you doing? You want to talk? Can you talk next? You looking at everybody? What do you see? Are you looking out? Come on, talk. Don't be shy. Say meow. Say I'm the energy of a woman. I'm the golden cat. Why the golden cat? First of all, the cat is your communication gateway. Your 9 lives, because the center dot, okay, the center dot of this cube, right, that is the 9th life. It's 1, okay, it's surrounded by 8. And you remember I spoke about teacher? That is your time heaven. It goes 4 over the 20, but the countdown, what it is about 19 and 20, is that your first half goes to 18. And remember, you always have to go by 2 at the end. The reason for that is because at the beginning, it was 1 and 1 that created 1 and 2. So it took 2 to create the next equation. You're on TV. No matter what you do, you can't get away. Just like you stick to me, I'm sticking to you now. I'm sticking to you. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus.
I am Tack Pans, and it stands for Turtle Cat. Thank you for watching this video.
As he stands by his machine, looking out into space, with his orange arms down on the table, watching the meteors in the sky. Look at that backbone out there. Look at the vibration pumped into the sky. Looking over into the blue as their world is rounding all the way around. Oh, don't look at that one. Looks like he's taking a pee-pee over the top. And here they came out from the bottom, looking up in the fireplace, looking right up there. Whoa. Anyways, can't get enough, can't get enough, can't get enough. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Let's buy this place. Let's buy this place. Even though I believe next year, right, the market's going to crash, and I believe it huge. I don't even know if we'll make it to next year, but I think it's going to be sometime next year. June, July, but probably about a year from now. And we all know, for those who don't know yet, I don't like to predict things, but in the Hebrew year 5783 is the last and closing year into what I call the Grover Cleveland, going from 22 to 24, and we're passing through that gateway right now. At the end of this year, it'll be 83 done. 38, the creation heaven done. The cube, okay, to get to the fourth area, the cube must be flipped over and twisted. Flipped over and twisted, not just one turn, okay? It's got to go like this, and it's got to go right onto the bottom and one turn at the same time, just like diving. You think diving was done for nothing? They do diving because what they do with movement of things, shifting things around, the big dive. And the reason I'm saying it is because it's the Hebrew year 5783 ending. Although you celebrate it as its beginning, you're really celebrating that it's ending, because at the beginning it was void, and after 1 year you were 1 year old, and that year has ended, and you celebrate. You're not celebrating going into your next year. So this September, in Yom Kippur, Yom Kippur, Rosh and the Sana, Rosh and the Sana, the sun shall rise, man was born. The cube flips over from D to C or C to D, and just know that DC is 343. 777 is the cube and is the house. Thank you for watching this video. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Peace and love, harmony. Stand one.